either you lied to us and didn't tell us it was a fracture for whatever reason. I mean, the injury's the injury. Nothing can be done about it. Or you misrepresented or you misdiagnosed it. What the hell is going on?
Do you know who the Astros honored yesterday?
Who the Astros? Oh, yeah, the team doctor.
The team doctor.
He threw out the first pitch from 4 feet away. I saw him.
He's their hand doctor.
Oh, my God. This is ridiculous. After last year, when we had to just basically tell listeners, listen, there's probably a fracture with Kyle Tucker. You don't stay out for 2 months with a bone bruise. We're way past bone bruise. So it's probably a fracture, and they come out and say, "Oh, it's we found after a couple months we were able to find a fracture. So finally things got calmed down enough." Like, who do they think we are? Do they think we're freaking idiots? I mean, do they honestly? Why
wouldn't you? I don't understand. Why wouldn't you say it? Why now?
I have no idea unless it's complete malpractice. You know, I talked to somebody who is a baseball fan. I talked to an NFL executive who's a baseball fan, who's not an Astros fan. He's a baseball fan, and he knew. And he goes, "Hey, what about that Fromber thing?" And I said, "Oh, the hand." I said, "Yeah, you keeping up with that?"
The Fromber or the Yordan?
Not I'm sorry, Yordan. I said, "You're keeping up with that?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Didn't they had the same issue last year? I remember with Kyle Tucker." I said, "That's right. They did have the same issue, and they've had a bunch of pitching injuries, and we were talking about it." He goes, "Yeah, I would fire my medical staff." He goes, "Honestly," he goes, "you got to pinpoint where the problem is." He said, "We've dealt with that before." He said, you know, you can't just assume people who are doing this job are always competent or always the best." He said, "Honestly, I would fire whoever it is that's making the ultimate determination because they're just not good enough." He said, your team should never misdiagnose injuries with major players, nor should they have a player, because he read up on this whole thing. He goes, Yordan told the team he was hurting, and they still allowed him to try to quote unquote push through it. He goes, that's malpractice. That guy's too good to do that. And I was thinking, yeah, you're right. I'm not sure how people are keeping their jobs. Jim Crane relieves people of their jobs quite frequently. I'm surprised the Astros have not had this happen now. They don't find a fracture that was 60% healed because they said the inflammation. That means they did not do the proper. They did not conduct the proper amount of X-rays when and where it needed to be. They let him into a batter's box without running an X-ray to find out whether or not there was a fracture. They let him into a batter's box.
Well, they didn't find a fracture before. They did to do an MRI, but they didn't find the fracture before because of the inflammation.
Inflammation. Can I tell you, inflammation doesn't matter on an X-ray.
Yeah.
That's an MRI. What? That's a terrible excuse. John, that excuse from Dana Brown was awful. They got to figure something out because anybody who knows anything, trust me, I know a lot about the medical stuff about X-rays. If anyone knows about X-rays, it's me and my family of broken arms and broken collarbones and ankles and whatever else. I'm telling you right now, this is the most outlandish thing I've ever heard. We couldn't find it. You could have. Do you mean to tell me he had, even if that were true, he's had inflammation for 3 weeks, for 4 weeks, it's been inflamed, and as soon as it goes down, you don't run an X-ray to find out? You don't check an X-ray before he gets in a box? It's malpractice. It's complete. It's atrocious. He gets in a batter's box to take batting practice, to take some live, simulation. It wasn't even simulation. It was just batting practice with the team, and it's feeling good, and then it starts to hurt. Great. Then they find out, it was only 60% healed. And you didn't uncover this as a medical staff with X-rays and MRIs and this amount of time elapsed, and you don't find this. There is no excuse. I don't want to hear any excuses. Kyle Tucker, either you lied to us and didn't tell us it was a fracture for whatever reason. I mean, the injury's the injury. Nothing can be done about it. Or you misrepresented or you misdiagnosed it. What the hell is going on?
Yeah.
I mean, just get it right. What? This never happens with other people.
And to honor Dr. Melhoff, who is in charge of their hand surgery, is just about as big as a ballsy move as you can possibly make. I mean, you want to talk about just going, hey, bleep all of you, okay? This is what we're going to do. I hear all of you out there destroying the Astros medical team and over this Yordan thing. You know what we're going to do? We're going to honor the hand guy. What? I mean, I love Jim Crane. I mean, in this organization, they're just like, we don't give a rat's ass what you think about any. We're going to just get rid of everybody. You know what? Fromber, you're out of here next year. We don't – Correa, Cole, Springer, get out, everybody. We don't give a rat's ass what you think about anything. I mean, honestly, that was about as big a ballsy move as I remember.
Well, obviously it was
fun.
They should have just canceled it. Obviously it was set up way in advance, but what terrible timing.
Are you sure it was set up in advance, or they just went, you know what? Why don't you throw out the first pitch tomorrow?
No, there's no way they did.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Did they boo the guy?
I hope not. He's been with him for 35 years.
I don't care. I don't know if he's the one, but I can tell you this also, and a separate conversation needs to be had. There has to be a long conversation about Framber Valdez and his value moving forward with this big mega contract that's going to come up with hand injuries galore. I mean, the guy gets hand injuries. He's not even hit on the hand, and he gets fractures. 2 hamate bone surgeries.
Fromber, right?
I keep saying Fromber.
Why do you keep
Yordan.
saying Fromber?
I don't know, but Yordan. 2 hamate bone surgeries, and now this fracture. Is this not a concern to people that he injures himself swinging a bat?
Yeah.
He was not hit by a pitch, people. He fractures his arm. He fractures his hand swinging bats. He gets hamate bone injury swinging bats.
Yeah.
Does this not concern on both hands? Yeah. This should be a massive concern for a hitter when he can't keep his hands healthy. This is the 3rd injury that we know about, and this one is going to be a long injury. I'm sure Dana Brown will tell us,
No, actually they said he's 60% healed, and when he gets to 70%, he can come back, and it's just about the amount of pain that he can take. That's all.
No, we're not doing this because then it'll
go.
Yeah,
no.
Then we're going to hear. Well, then you're going to hear about there was a separate fracture that they weren't able to see because there was a bunch of inflammation from the 60% heal, and so now that one is. I don't want to hear anything. I'm just wait until he's fixed because all this. First of all, he sucked. He sucked hitting when he was there. So obviously the hand was too much for him to handle. He could handle the pain, but guess what? He wasn't getting hits. He wasn't good. How about him get healthy and be good? Why do we want to play a Yordan who's not healthy, who's not hitting? He was bad. He obviously can't handle the pain because he can't hit when he's like this. Well, of course, that's when his fracture was, when he was brand new, fresh off a fracture that they couldn't find.
It was 100%
incompetence.
I mean, I want Yordan back. I don't care. You can have Fromber hit for him, okay? You keep saying Fromber. You just have Fromber hit. I want Yordan back. I don't want to hear he's not. He is coming back, and he is going to hit. And you know what?
When he's healthy, but when they find out when he's healthy, but he's not healthy.
Well, but they said when he gets to 70%.
They just told you he started hurting. He was swinging, and he said it started to hurt.
I know, but they said it won't hurt him anymore. At 70%, it won't hurt the injury anymore. It's about how much pain he can take. That's what it's about.
Well, I mean, just assuming he's going to hit with pain in his hands. The guy didn't hit. We saw him. Do you not remember doing the videos where he talked about what's going on with Yordan when he had the injury with his hands, the hamate bones, the first injuries he had to have surgeries on, and he just wasn't hitting? This is not for a hitter to have a lot of pain in his hands. It's going to impact him.
Well,
it's going to impact him. How about just do your jobs and get it diagnosed the right way the first time?
Yeah,
it wouldn't have changed how long it took, but he wouldn't have gotten in the batter's box.
Right. That's bad.
It's terrible. It's really bad.
But I love how they just said, "Watch this. We are going to throw out the hand guy for everybody to love." Here's Thomas Melhoff, 35 years. Here you go, hand guy. Throw out the first pitch.